Okay, so basically, when we started looking at Bluemix, we wanted to say, okay, let's see how quickly we could create a product or an application that doesn't exist. Okay, so we thought, okay, Wholeschool telemetry. Let's take information that we're gathering from a range of our different products and see how quickly we can push them into Bluemix. Let's see how we can quickly integrate additional services like messaging, maybe integrate some social media, integrate devices, maybe some sensor information, and push it up into effectively Bluemix. And we also wanted to do it with technology we were comfortable with. So you can see there was a range of different runtimes there. We're a lot of our stack's built in Microsoft.NET C#. So we wanted to say, okay, how can we do this in technology that's comfortable for us without having to go and learn a range of different technologies that we weren't familiar with. So basically what I'm just going to do is run through our telemetry dashboard that we pulled together and just talk about the different technologies that we used to pull the dashboard together. Okay, so basically this is our telemetry dashboard. Again, it didn't exist a number of weeks ago, and everything you see here we've went through and created very rapidly using the Bluemix cloud. Just click on the logo here. So again, here's the number of different services. Now up here you'll see we've got the likes of MongoDB and Cloud. They're two highly scalable NoSQL databases. We didn't need to use both, but we wanted to say, how quickly can we integrate the two? Why not? You know, we can drag it on, we can deploy it without having to actually install anything. I didn't have to get into the nitty-gritty of, you know, of prerequisites for MongoDB or anything. I could literally go on, I like the look of this service, drag it in, try it out. If I didn't like it, I could move on to another one using the Bluemix, the Bluemix API platform. And you can see we've got Node.js in there. We've got Twilio, which had been mentioned, which is the SMS VoIP technology. And we also have a number of other technologies as well. So you can see that Bluemix actually can work with pretty much any other platform. The UI is written in .NET, so again, bring your own. We've got some bootstrapping, some charting controls as well there. And wearable fitness, again, pushing information from sensors, from devices up into the cloud and reading it back, you know, into your application. Okay, so the first analytics area that we'll have a look at is basically sitting on MongoDB. What we've done is we've actually used IBM Bluemix to create a number of REST APIs, and we've added a couple of hooks into your applications, and we're taking real-time feed from websites, etc., running our different applications. We're saving it into MongoDB and returning it in real time back to our application. So again, you're starting to get real information flowing through IBM Bluemix and back into our application. Okay, we can jump into a number of different applications here, the likes of, say, School Development Plan. Again, we're fed an awful lot of information into MongoDB, and we're returning that. And you can see very, very quick. It's, you know, it's a highly scalable database. Didn't have to get caught up on how to actually deploy or configure any of that. And again, you're getting some instant results, getting some nice data fed back there. Within my profile, I tried to have a look at how I could integrate some devices into the system. So this actually uses Node-RED. So if I go into my telemetry, so this is my iPhone screen is now displaying. So I'm just going to swipe onto my iPhone screen, taking sensor information and pushing it up into MongoDB again, and just returning that data. Returning that data, so you can actually see that we're taking the Internet of Things, which is basically devices and anything that can take information. So again, very, very simple, but again, the technologies that are there, we're using the sensor from a device and pushing that information up via the cloud and back into our telemetry dashboard. This last one, or this next chart, is basically using the Wearable Fitness API. Again, configured it and brought through the number of steps taken into a chart. So again, already you've seen a number of MongoDB, you've seen Wearable Fitness APIs, and again, you're getting one nice interface and one nice way to interact with those services and pull them into your application. The alerts screen actually uses a number of different technologies. This actually uses the Cloud DB, uses MongoDB, and actually uses Twilio as well. So you'd mentioned about basically 12 minutes. I'd integrated SMS messaging. If I create a new alert here, and I'm going to send myself a message. And I've actually probably the only person that has my phone not on silent. I'm going to send myself a message, and you should hear that then coming through. So there's the message via a third-party API, and what I'll actually do is just reply to that message and see that it's actually two-way. And I didn't have to get into any nitty-gritty. 10 lines of code actually has written that messaging protocol within language of my choice, which was C#. And I'll just send that back. Okay. And you heard that just sent. So if I now go into my sent items, welcome all. So again, within 10 minutes I had SMS messaging integrated into a product stack. Again, in terms of social media, okay, I would like to find out sentiment or whoever's tweeting at Wholeschool TV. So we, and a lot of this was actually, there was no lines of code written for this next part. Just used Node-RED, which is if you've seen it, it's a UI for actually just dragging nodes together. So basically you can drag on Twitter, put in the details you want, and basically there was very, very little code for this next part of the demo. So what I'm going to do is actually tweet, hello IBM, and tweet. So what's actually going to happen now, it's going to go into the IBM Bluemix workflow. Oh sorry, I need to actually include Wholeschool TV. IBM Wholeschool TV. So that's the keyword that I've decided to track. I can tweet, so I'll actually get a notification again to say basically Wholeschool's been mentioned. So there's a text message through, and I can go back in, and if I have a look at tweets, you'll see the tweets have come through there. So again, number of different services, all of that information is actually getting pushed up into the IBM Cloud on Cloud on DB and getting returned. So yeah, basically very, very quickly, if I had sat down and started to write all that information or all that from scratch, it would have took me a long time, and I managed to do it in literally a number of days in developer time.
Does that mean you can scan tweets for specific guys?
Yep, so for example, you could actually scan tweets for things like, say, school development plan, maybe one of our school development planning or curriculum planning, keywords that Wholeschool would be interested in, and I can get notifications to say someone's actually mentioning that, and all of those tweets that we have sentiment, we then store them up into one of the NoSQL databases, and then we can do things like use some of the additional services, MapReduce or whatever, to start getting some information back out of that.
And that's developed in minutes?
Developed in minutes. I mean, if you were to sit down and write all of the bits that you've just seen in terms of that demo, all of the database stuff behind it, etc., it would take you months and months. Whereas you can just spin up, I mean, I spun up a number of different services, like that one, don't like that one, don't like maybe the API for one of the databases. Just lose it and spin up another one. You know, you're not invested. You're not going to the IT department and saying, okay, we're going to use this database. Okay, go and put all the rigors in place and deploy this. And then only to find out, okay, I don't really actually want to go with that one. You have to go back to the IT department and say, no, can you actually lose that one and try a different one? You can try things out. You can drop things, add things. So yeah, from a developer perspective, it allows you to be not only just write code, but be creative. Just go and start pulling services together. Using things like the Node-RED, you can actually build insane workflows with different technologies and get results very, very quickly.